I'm stretched to my max here. I'm at the edge of my camera frame. I think you might have to move me over on
Oh,
the back
okay.
end.
Oh, it's
That's
my
why this
fault.
this is
Okay.
center. This is center to camera for me, so
Oh,
no one
okay,
can see
okay.
me, which might be a
My
better
fault.
fit. But
My fault. My fault. Sorry about that,
no
everybody.
sound. Oh, they
Uh,
can hear me.
no,
I hear no mic,
I
no
I was
sound.
muted
Here.
for my first sentence I said by mistake, and then I caught it. Sorry.
I
In the
follow.
back end, I just have to fix Jeff's camera here. When the
Yeah.
intro's going, I can't hear anything Jeff says, so I didn't know he was telling me that I had to move his mic. So I apologize, everybody. I'm seeing somebody saying, "Oh, I'm quiet here. I can crank mine up a bit." Let me know if that helps. That's
That's not
Tom.
very polite to say, Janice, that Jason's very soft. I think he's pretty strong. He's pretty tough.
Oh, buddy, I've got a few extra pounds in me. I'm definitely squishy, if not soft. Give me a second here. I'm going to get this fixed for you. I apologize that you are not on
No
camera.
problem.
I know that
Take
all
your
you,
time.
I know that all of our passionate Jeffrey Pasito fans are upset right now that they can't see all of your gorgeous locks and whatnot. So I'm going to work on this here for a second.
The
What's the
locks
button?
have been lopped, so there's no concern there.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, you don't have the luscious locks anymore. That's true. What button do I have to hit to move this stupid thing? Come on now. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties. I didn't know that it was my fault, but turns out it's my fault. Everything's my fault. How is everybody doing today? God, you'd
Yeah,
think I'd
how is
remember.
everyone doing? Where we're doing the back end stuff. How's everyone doing today? There's a bunch of you out there, so someone should be able to give us
I
an
know, right?
answer.
There's lots of people out there in the channel tonight for sure. So why
Some
it's
people's first day back to work or school. Some people it's their second week back. So we should get a nice mix of responses, hopefully. I
um,
can hold on. I can turn my camera. Maybe it just still might not get all of me in it. Do you want me to try that?
well,
Like physically moving it,
like
or
I'm
give me another
sorry.
second.
I don't know. I'm just the button that usually does this is not doing it for some reason. The
Well,
button the button has failed me, Jeff. I don't know what's going on here.
let me move this and see if we can get enough of me in frame. I just gotta wait for the live to catch up to see. That's no, a little bit more I can get before I get cut off. That's the. So now my headphone is at the edge of my camera side here.
Yeah,
So
I'm sorry that I can't actually do anything. For
no, we're good.
some reason it's just not cooperating.
It's all good. The joys of modern technology.
Right?
Yep. And next week will be something different completely, probably.
Oh, probably. Usually it's the audio. Usually it's the audio that we have the trouble with. But
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. I'm going to actually, if you don't mind, start not ignoring the camera, but starting to make the list for the Wheel of Names because we're back to giveaways again. We're
that's
back. You know
right.
what, Jason? It's a new year. We haven't
Yeah,
talked to people in a year.
it's
How do
been
you
a long
feel about
year.
2024? How was your break? What are you looking forward to?
My break away from work was really nice. We closed our local game store down for a whole week between Christmas and New Year's. Didn't take any orders. Well, we got orders, but we didn't ship any orders. I didn't go into the store, and I did nothing but binge video games and binge movies and TV series I hadn't watched, and hung out with Janice and Sam as much as I could, and I loved it. And really, that's what the holiday should be: just relaxing, enjoying your hobbies, and spending time with your family and loved ones. And I loved all that. And then New Year's Eve was amazing for me too because I had some of my closest and best friends come and hang out at the store. Jeff, you already had plans. Otherwise, I was going to try and rope you into it. But you were at your cottage with family, right? Was that what you did?
Yes.
Yeah,
Family weekend at the cottage, or
that's
family
really
New
cool.
Year's, I guess you could say, at the cottage. So that was nice. A couple days up there, doing a whole bunch of nothing, which was well needed sort of thing after the
I
whirlwind of last year.
No doubt. I got to hang out with a couple of celebrities for New Year's Eve because I had the host from Imperial Pools come and hang out at the store with me.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was great. I enjoyed that very much.
Very nice.
The one and only Still Joe and Brian were there, and we had lots of fun. Had a few beverages, played some games, did what you're supposed to do on New Year's Eve. It was a good time. And
Awesome.
then on the Tuesday, I was back to work. So that was my holiday. What all cool stuff other than your Christmas at the cottage? What else can you tell us that you got up to?
I did actually a whole lot of nothing,
Oh,
um, which is probably the easiest way to explain it. Spent time with the family, basically. It was almost 2 solid weeks of my family and my extended family, just spending time together, watching some shows, going for walks, things we haven't been able to do for, I would say, months even, just because things have been so hectic on all fronts. Not any particular front, but on all fronts. So we finally had some downtime to just spend together, which was really nice. We really needed those couple of weeks together. I think kids off school and me and the wife off work. It was perfect for us. It's just what
I
we needed to
love
do.
to
A
hear
whole lot
that.
of nothing.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. That's great.
Yeah.
And then now that we've talked about our holidays a little bit, as far as 2024, the other part of your question was something about what was I excited about for 2024? I think that's kind of what you said. Is that
I guess so. Yeah, I kind of just meant what's. I don't know. What are you looking forward to? I guess just that's usually what people ask, right? What's coming up in the
yeah?
new year for you? What are you excited about? What are you looking forward to? Maybe.
Well, I mean, we can talk about all the really cool things I'm excited about in 2024 for Genesis because it's
Hmm.
already shaping up like it's going to be a really amazing growth year for us.
Yeah.
I don't have any pre-recorded videos tonight. Tonight's just going to be a bunch of talking, but it's going to be a lot of cool stuff to share, a lot of cool information. First thing I want to share is some things that I did not do that other people have done. There's another content creator out there who started doing live gameplay videos and sharing them on a brand new channel on YouTube. Want to shout them out because it's a good friend of mine, Aaron, who plays up in our area. He was a former certified Genesis judge under the old brand back when Haunted Castle Gaming was doing it. And
Mhm.
he's one of the best players we have in our area. And Aaron's made up a brand new YouTube streaming channel called In the Works. And if you want to see some really good gameplay, because he's a very good Genesis player, him and Marcus, who I think Marcus is in the chat. Hi, Marcus. Him and Marcus are two of the most technically skilled players in our area, and they've done some gameplay videos. And Aaron's also done some gameplay videos with some other people in the store. It's been really cool. So if you're on YouTube and you're looking for some more Genesis content, there's more and more creators doing it now, which is exciting. Aaron's channel again is called In the Works, and of course Imperial Pulse continues to do lots of great content as well. They've been doing some gameplay videos live themselves recently. They've been playing all of the starter decks against each other, kind of like a mini tournament where the winning decks keep going on and the losing decks get knocked out. So that's pretty cool. You want to check out some content there. And there's more content kind of showing up all the time nowadays. It's great that we're getting more content creators out there getting the online content reinvigorated again. So I'm excited about that.
I
Uh,
believe Madtown Hobby got his product, so I'm sure he's going to do some stuff right now coming up on YouTube. Damien, YouTube
yeah,
in the works,
yeah.
and yeah, from the what I've watched of them play, it can get quite technical, which is great because it's not just fluff. They're into the core of Genesis, getting it to work and doing what they need it to do, which is really really good.
Yeah, if you want to see
At least
some
when I played
sophisticated
against them.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff where you go, wait a minute, I got to rewind here. What just happened?
Yeah,
What was that interaction? You're probably going to get it from
absolutely.
those guys, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So I highly recommend checking that out. Uh,
Marcus was a top 16, I think, at the last championship, wasn't he?
that's right, he
Top
was.
top 16, top 8, top 16, I think, correct?
Top 16.
Yep.
He wound up getting
Yeah.
eliminated by the actual world champion who won the whole thing. So we'll
So the
never
way
know.
the way
He might be second best in the world for all we know. We'll never know for sure because he met him too early in the rounds.
well, I'll tell you the way that a few championships ago, I faced off against Sid Williams, who was the champion, crowned the championship that one year. And had he not beaten me, he may not have ended up with a chance to get to the top. So I'd like to think that his win was I was partially responsible for it. So
Mm,
Marcus, you can be partially responsible for that win.
yeah.
Just say it. No one's going to challenge you. I say it all the
Well,
time.
we'll never know
I shouldn't say
otherwise.
that. Everyone challenges me, but they won't challenge you, Marcus.
Yeah, so that's cool. So I'm excited that there's more content out there. And then I have some great news to share for Canadian fans. Is that as Jeff, I know you're aware, and most of the people watching right now are probably aware as well. When Invasion came out in Canada on December 2nd, it sold out almost right away because they didn't order a lot of extra on top of what people had pre-ordered, and there was a good demand for it. So I'm happy to share that the Universal Distribution supplier in Canada has placed a reorder that's going to get shipped out any day now. I'm just waiting on getting we're getting a new Purelator account set up because it's going to be more efficient than what we were using before. Now that we're actually doing like big bulk shipments. So we're getting that Purelator account opened and locked down, and then in a few days we'll be shipping out the first restock, wave two of Invasion and Starter X is going to be getting shipped to Universal, which means if any game stores already have reorders waiting, then they're going to get filled pretty soon. And if you haven't placed a restock order, you should let your local game store know now's a great time to do it because if they do it right now in the next couple days, they'll probably be able to get product maybe as quick as by the end of the week, depending on how fast it gets. Well, maybe not by the end of the week because it's got to go to Universal and then ship back out. But they'll get it pretty quickly if they place their order in the next day or two, I'd imagine. So that's great news for Canada. And then I can just, if I hold my headphones really tight against my ears, I can just barely hear out all the way from the States people saying, "What about us?" And I've got some great news for our American Genesis fans as well. There's actually a lot of news. Some of it we can't really talk about yet, but it's all going to be good news. The one thing I can say right away is Southern Hobby has let me know in writing that they're planning on doing a sizable restock order. They also said in writing that they were impressed with sales and that demand is growing. So these are all great things. We can all be like really excited to hear that.
Yep.
There's going to be some other cool stuff going on Southern Hobbies end once they get logistics sorted out. I think in a few weeks we'll have more cool things to share with the States. But for now, the good news is any day now I'm expecting to get a reorder from them as well. And because we already have our product here in Canada in our warehouse, we'll be able to get it shipped basically very quickly right after we get the order in writing from them. So not very long away. So again, for stores in the States too, if you don't already have an order in and you're waiting to get some more stock and you want it, just get that order in locked in now because then you'll get the next batch. Wave 2 is going to be shipping very soon. And then on top of that, also the European order going out to Yoda's Data, our distributor in Germany, which handles all of the European Union countries. That order is also going to be shipping out in the next couple days. That order has been submitted in writing as well. So we're shipping out product to Europe in the next couple days. We're shipping out product to Canada in the next couple days. And
Mhm.
maybe in about a week or so, by the time we get the order submitted from the States, they're going to be getting their probably the biggest order of all. Well, I imagine it will be the biggest order of all shipping out to the States because we're hearing that demand is growing faster than they expected. So that's probably the best news to share of all tonight
I think
because
so. I think so. Yeah.
yeah, because like before with the old company, they were only getting a small amount of reach into the States because they didn't have the same distribution partners that we do now. So our partnership with Southern Hobby is working really well because so many more stores have easy access to Genesis. It's a lot easier for people to order it than it was before in the old days.
Hmm.
So it's going great, and there's a lot of buzz going on. There's a couple care packages that have been sent out to a couple content creators that I'm hoping are going to
Hmm.
actually share their opinions on it, which I'm excited about too, because everybody who's gotten their hands on Invasion product and the starter decks, I don't know if I've ever seen a bad comment yet. It seems like everybody really loves the quality, and for good reason. The card quality, you can't argue with it. It's definitely a much better card quality and feel than the old product was. And
For sure.
I'm happy to say that after Christmas, now that we're in 2024, the first few foils that I opened still have not curved significantly at all, just maybe a slight curvature at like far better than some competitors' card games where the curls are really bad. Also far better than former Genesis cards that were
Yep.
printed at the old location because
Yep.
I think most Genesis fans are aware that the old cards from the old guard, the foils were too dark for one and curled really badly. And the new ones are holding up great. They're really wonderful. So lots of good news there with how things have been received. Lots of good news about how the market is growing, the community is growing. Another small little thing that was in the email from Southern Hobby too is they did mention they're going to be sending me an updated list of the stores that have been ordering from us. So we do have confirmation in writing that there are more stores that will be going on the store locator that Jeff and I just don't know about yet until we get
Mhm.
that email, which they're going to send me that list when they send me the new order for the restocks. So it'll be interesting because Jeff and I, neither you or I know right now how many stores are actually asking for it. So it'll
No,
be
we
really
don't.
cool to see what the growth in the first couple months is when that information gets to us in another week or so. So, but it's just nice to know that for sure there is growth and that Southern Hobby is excited about the growth and a bigger order coming in and really everything's just going as better than I had hoped, you know. And I'm an optimist, so
Yeah.
I'm very. Everybody will say that I'm the optimist in the crowd, and so it's going better than I had hoped. So I'm really excited. It's a lot of feel goods over here in Edge of Exile. And then Jeff, what were we doing? Was it last night that we were together? I think it was, right?
Last night,
So
yeah.
yeah, why don't you tell the
Having
people
dinner. Oh no, before having dinner. Sorry,
y-
before
the whole
having the
thing?
dinner.
Yeah, the whole thing. What were you up to yesterday,
um,
Jeff?
before we do that, I just want to jump into another content creator, Cardboard
Oh, okay.
Cohorts, because he
Yes.
just made a post there that he is going to be releasing sometime next week with the tornadoes and whatnot that hit his area. It's kind of delayed his planned release of things, but
Right.
he does also have some Genesis stuff in the works ready to pop out there. So
Well,
I
I'm
didn't
very
want to
much looking
miss out
forward to
on him.
that.
If you don't
That's
follow,
awesome.
yeah, if you don't follow Cardboard Cohorts, follow him. He's honest to a fault. That's kind of a positive thing if you don't understand it. He's honest. He's
Mhm.
honest. He's going to give you the honest impression that he has of everything. So
Yeah, you'll
they're
get
very
an
honest, individual.
unfiltered
Exactly.
factual opinion, and that's what a lot of people need these days. Is we need the
Yes.
unfiltered,
Oh,
unvarnished
definitely.
truth. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
There's no yes manning there or whatever you want to call it.
yeah, exactly.
Yesterday. So yesterday, we were organizing. We were organizing. We were cleaning. We were arranging things. We were setting up our warehouse with the new stock that was there. Everything's arrived now, so it's got everything it needs for us to ship out for the second wave of invasion.
Yep,
We were cleaning up some old mess stuff to
yep.
make sure we're ready to go and fire on all cylinders going forward when as orders come in.
Hmm.
Even for some old product because we do have Origins product and Jalaris Second Edition product,
Hmm.
so all that's ready to go. And we had a nice, lovely team meeting with development between me, Jason, Janice, uh, Will, and JC. We were able to sit down in person. Probably the second time we've had a chance to really
Yeah.
do that in person instead of online, and it was great because we spent most of the day together just going over stuff for not Metamorphosis necessarily, for the set after
Mm,
Metamorphosis. So
that's exciting.
Metamorphosis is working hard, and it's right there, Jason. It's right on the cusp of ready to go, if you want to call it that, ready to push go. So we're working on the next one. Can I spoil something about the next set, or no? Do we want to hold on to that,
The
Jason?
one after Metamorphosis?
The one after Metamorphosis. Can I spoil one part of it? I think I might
Sure.
have mentioned to you this part. I was hoping to spoil, and we
Yeah,
can
go
leave it
ahead.
up to the mystery of it. The
Sure.
three-letter acronym. So the three-letter acronym for invasion is
Oh,
INV. The
oh,
three-letter acronym,
Jeff.
yeah.
I actually, because you'd said that, I have it at the end credits tonight. If they stick around to the end of the credits, they're going to find out what it is.
So I will stop by saying INV is invasions,
Yep.
MET is metamorphosis. Stick around to the end of the credits, and you're going to see the three-letter acronym for the set after metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Um, no name releasing yet.
Nope.
Just the acronym. So
No,
we'll
I
leave it
think
up
it's
to
gonna
you
be
guys to
fun to
sort
see
out.
what people guess. That's
Yes,
kind of the
yes,
fun, eh? Is they're gonna see what the acronym
yep,
is for the set after Metamorphosis. It'll be fun just to see online what people want to guess it could stand for. It's gonna
yep.
be a really fun set. I'm so excited for it. But
I can't wait to see the real impressions and the comedic ones. I want to see what people,
yeah,
everything clean, hopefully, but what they can, what they're coming up with on both ends of the spectrum. I'd love to see. Love
yeah.
to see that sort of
It's
stuff.
always fun when you get to let the cat out of the bag a little bit and let people know, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
for
for it.
sure.
And
For
then
sure.
I don't have a spoiler per se, but almost like a spoiler of an upcoming spoiler that I was going to mention is that
Spoiler, spoiler. Okay.
a spoiler of a spoiler. So there'll be no spoiler tonight, but I'm going to give a
Right.
time frame that Jeff and I and the rest of the team, while we're talking, we are planning on spoiling 1 to 2 cards for the set after Metamorphosis. Or no, 1 or 2 cards for Metamorphosis, I should say, in the next couple weeks, well before pre-orders have to begin and stuff
Yes.
like that. Just because we're going to reveal a little bit, just a slight hint when we've revealed the spoiler of
Just a
what you can,
smooch.
yeah, of what you can expect coming in Metamorphosis, and this could be really exciting. So probably 2 or 3 weeks from now, whenever, because Jeff's got to do a lot of hard work of like actually putting the gorgeous artwork into the gorgeous card and making it all. He's like a
Yeah.
doctor stitching it together, and out comes this beautiful Frankenstein when he's done.
Well, and you know what it's like having to wrangle the 5 or 6 artists we have, which no one knows we have 5 or 6 artists on board, so I kind of just let that one slide. But we've got 5 or 6 artists on board, and it's hard to wrangle them. But once we do, we'll have all that stuff
Yeah.
too. So
And
maybe
I
we'll
think you
spoil
were,
some of that coming forward too, Jason. Who
I
these
think, yeah,
artists are.
yeah, we were talking over dinner that maybe that'd be something people would like to hear in the future too, right? Is who
I
are
don't know.
the
Are people interested in artists? Do they want to know who's doing the art for Metamorphosis? I'm assuming, but do
yeah.
they?
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe some people's favorite Genesis artists might be coming back again, and maybe there'll be some exciting new artists as well. Like it'll be interesting when you reveal that in the near future. Is that going to be around the same time as when we reveal the first couple spoilers, or is that like a before or after in your? Because you
I'm
kind of
hoping not next Monday, the following Monday is my plan if everything falls into place. I
and
was
the
just joking
artists.
about wrangling artists, of course. That's not it at all.
Yeah.
We've got a phenomenal team and they're working their butts off to get everything done as needed. But yeah, I'm hoping in about 2 weeks' time I'll have what I need to present it properly because I don't want to do a half presentation. I'd like to do something a little bit nice that justifies the work they've put into it.
Now, just because you lost me for a second, are you talking about only the list of artists? Are you talking about only the cards that could get spoiled? Or are you talking about wanting to do both at the same time? Like, what's your timetable?
I I'm thinking, um, let's see the timetable. You know what? In 2 weeks' time, for sure, we can spoil some preliminary stuff of the actual art.
Yep.
And I'm hoping at that same time we'll have the artist. It might be the following week, but
Okay.
I think people are going to figure out who some of the artists are who start spoiling the art in
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks'
Yeah.
time, anyways. I'm really hoping to do it in 2 weeks' time. Surprises might happen. It might be done for next week, but I doubt that. It's probably going to be 2 weeks to 3 weeks' time to get everything put together there. It's as in the past, it's an international crew we're working with, so
Yeah.
we are timelines and situations like that. But it's you know what, Jason, you know you're saying you're the optimist with things and all that. When it
Yeah.
comes to the art, I'm just wow, like unbelievably excited to let people
Oh,
know
yeah.
who's here and
Yeah.
what they're doing and some of the stuff I've seen so far. It's everyone loved Invasion. It's that and more.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly, it's that and more.
Based on the 3 or 4 pieces of artwork I've seen so far, I know you've seen more than I have, but based on that, I agree 100%. I think like, oh, and you know what I wanted to say to you? How cool does this feel, Jeff? Like, we're still in that very recent phase where Invasion still feels new because it only came out in
Mhm.
Canada on December 2nd. People in the States got it like just before Christmas. So it's still new. People are still cracking packs. They're still building new decks. They're still having fun. And here we are for the first time ever. A company making Genesis is talking about spoiling new cards for the set afterwards, like less than 2 months before the last set got
Yeah,
released. How cool
I,
is
I
that? That we just
I feel
released the
like
set.
some other people in this industry who do that sort of thing, where a couple weeks later they're spoiling stuff. Like it's real. This is how it works. This is what you
Yeah,
do. You have the next set. Well, spoiling stuff, Jason, for Metamorphosis, and our meeting was talking about this follow-up set to that. So
right.
we've got stuff working on that already, which is 9 months away, give or take, 8 months away, depending on
Yeah.
how the timing works out. It's next fall, basically, next Q4, hopefully beginning of Q4 time, October November timeframe. So, like we're talking about that already on the design side of things, and we're about to start spoiling the set that's coming out in Q2. Like we're 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 just rolling full
I
steam
feel
ahead.
It feels really exciting, especially because a lot of people watching probably don't realize our company right now is still a very small team of only 7 people plus the rules team on top, right? Or no, including the rules team. It's only
Including the
7 of us
rules team.
total. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's only 7 people total, and 2 of them don't work on design. They work on the rules. So the fact
yeah.
that we've already just released one set, we have the next set that we're going to start doing spoilers in about 2 to 3 weeks. Not full spoilers, but like 1 or 2 characters. And so you get the idea of the theme. And then the real spoiler season, much like other games, won't start till about a month before release. Right? We're going to reveal a couple things, let you know what's coming, and then we're going to just focus on enjoying Invasion for a bit. And then, like you say, the set in the fall, we're already. Would you say we're about halfway done designing it? It's got to be close to
Yeah.
halfway done.
No, I think we're at the halfway point. I would say we're past the halfway point on the overall structure, but on the like getting into some of that nitty gritty design work, we're at that halfway point. So
Yeah,
we've got probably about half the stuff almost ready to hit testing tables now for us to start testing, Jason.
yeah,
But we
that's
want to
going to be
flesh
really
out the
cool.
whole set before we do that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, that really is.
Yeah,
I was thinking of something based. So cardboard cohorts just brought up something about maybe seeing if anyone can guess the fall set name with some sort of reward or a bit more than 50% chances. If someone could guess it if we would give some sort of a prize or something. What
I
about
I love that
some
idea.
of I love that idea, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what about some of these art previews if we do them nameless? No artist name, no character names, whatever, and let people try and guess what's there, who did
Oh,
it,
that's cool. Yeah.
and stuff like that. Just uh, we can give away stuff based on that too. It doesn't always have to be a wheel of names. We can
Yeah.
do both. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that as well. Maybe you know what, Jason, when we were going through stuff in that warehouse, there's a few promos I think you came across, promotional stuff that maybe we can get out to some people. Maybe that's what we can give away for some of this guessing game sort of thing,
Are you talking about
because
those
that's
like
something different.
those really cool what were they, foil Proteus cards? Those ones?
Proteus,
Is that what you're thinking of?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
those are
foil
really
test
nice.
Proteus cards. Maybe we
Yeah,
should get some of those given out to these people.
test cards that were like for reviewing what the foiling would look like ahead of time kind of idea.
Yeah,
um, by the old
from the
company
old
too.
company. Yeah,
From
yeah,
the
from the old
but
company.
that's not what we didn't have to do that. We our process was different. But there
Yeah,
were these foils that were never meant to be given out. They were just for preview to decide what foiling process the old company liked the best. So
yeah,
that's kind of cool little bit of history because it never went to the public. So yeah, I like the idea. I like giving some of those out as rewards for people participating in the streams or like correctly guessing things, prizes. I love the idea. That sounds great.
yeah. And cardboard cohorts, you're much too kind. What could we do with 20 employees if we can manage five people working on design full steam? So, yes, thank you very much. You're much too kind with that, and thank you for the suggestion of the giveaway. I think that's a great idea, Jason. We can incorporate that over the next few streams to get people engaged. I mean, people
Yeah.
are engaged, and let's give back to the people that are engaged and that want to stay engaged. It's great. I've got,
Yeah.
speaking of which, I've got this wheel of names. I'm just going to go over the list quickly to make sure I haven't missed anyone yet. So if people don't mind paying attention quickly for a second, I've got Duelist, Damien, Jeremy, Imperial Pulse, Brian, Marcus, and Flooded Studios. Oh, and Cardboard Cohorts. How did I miss that? Oh my God, I've been talking nothing but about you. And there's Decks and Drafts.
Hey, hey, welcome to the
And
chat.
Draft.
Nice to see you, my friend.
Or as most Americans pronounce it, Decks and Draughts, because
Drots,
that's
yeah.
how he's often introduced in places. Unfortunately,
That's
sorry about
that's what
that.
that's what you get, Joey, for being cultured.
Yep.
You're educated and cultured, and you used a word with the European or Canadian spelling, and you just confused everybody. So that's
What would
what you
be the
get.
opposite of an uncultured swine? A cultured something. You cultured whatever that would be.
That's really cool. Hey, Stephen Penn, welcome to the chat.
Oh, let's add Stephen Penn into this then. All right, Stephen Penn. Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday. Back to work for some people.
Yeah.
That differs. What are you writing there, Decks and Drafts?
I think
Droughts?
he's typing out the ways people have pronounced the word
Oh my God.
drafts. He's typing out how it sounded phonetically when people have butchered
Yeah.
his YouTube channel's name. That's
Yeah,
my
drafts
guess.
would have been more confusing. I get it. Yep, 100%. Now Jeremy's thirsty. Jeremy, full full that you can go grab yourself a drink. We'll say nothing important over the next 5 minutes while you grab.
Hey,
Oh,
congratulations, Stephen
congratulations,
Penn.
Stephen.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
congratulations. It's a good way to start a year is at a new job, and especially a job that you say is good. So
That's
congratulations on
awesome.
that. That's awesome.
See,
That's
2024
really
is
good
looking
news.
up for lots of us. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good year. I know you posted something there, Jason, on socials, and
Yeah.
I love how people say Minot. Oh, like
Yeah.
the champion
Yeah.
Minot. Manit? Minot?
Yeah.
Full disclosure, the first time I said Jason's last name, actually said it out loud, I was taken to task. Because I realized I had never said it out loud the first time he said, "Hello, Mr. Pasito," and I said, "Hello, Mr.
And then you're like, oh God.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, I've never said it out loud. And then he corrected me. Don't ask me how to say it right.
Well, I think most people, when they see my name typed out, they always call me Mallet, like the hammer
Yeah,
mallet. And
yeah.
that might have been what you said. I can't remember.
I
But
think I did.
yeah, but
Or I
it's
said
more,
Malo, maybe. Maybe I said Malo, like going overly French
yeah.
sounding.
Well, my family historically, like my dad and grandparents, they said Malot, like a lot, Malot.
Yeah.
But I actually, when I went to Montreal a couple years ago with Janice, like 3 or 4 years ago, the receptionist at the fancy swanky hotel we're at called me Mr. Malo, and from that day on, I've been like, I am Mr. Malo. So I like to introduce myself that way. So if you go
I'll
overly
go for
French,
it.
that's great because I'm like, that makes
Perfect.
me sound classy. They'll never know.
That, look, you could also be two different people. You're Mr. Malo at one place and Mr. Malott at another place.
That's right. That's right. So
But
yes.
oh,
Is
Decks and Drafts, I get it. Did a home improvement show changing to climate change, and he did a change on his show. That's funny.
that's
You can do a
funny.
lot with that name. That's great. It's good to see you here, though. Yeah, it's been a time since you've had a chance to jump in. That's what happens.
Well, he's another
Sometimes
guy who's
Mondays are
busy
busy.
because he's also got an exciting new job recently. So
Does have an exciting new job. Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
And congratulations on that front. It's a lot of
exactly.
changes for people,
Very
which is
cool.
great to hear. I love hearing positive news when it comes to the people that surround us because positivity breeds positivity. So I
Yep.
like that. I like that a lot.
Hmm.
Everyone prop everyone up. Give each other a clap or a pat on your own back.
Yes.
You're all doing well.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Excellent. Mr. Mellow. Yes, I like Mr.
um,
Mellow. That sounds good.
Mr. Mello, that's good. Well, on some days.
Some days work gets to me. It's a
In
high
the end,
pressure
Jason is
industry.
always quite mellow. He does mellow out in the end, no matter what the situation.
That's
I,
right.
on the other hand, European blood. What am I going to do? We
If
had
I
a
get,
question actually, Jason.
oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I get crabby, just throw a chicken wing or two at me, and I mellow out pretty quickly.
Satisfies, yeah. It's like an animal in a cage. Might get it thrown back if it's not spicy enough. Jason used to do a video
Yeah, I
series
do
on
like the
spicy
heat.
food.
That's true. Yeah. You were saying something
uh,
about, did we get a
yes,
question?
we got a question through our email, which is good. I'm going to answer
Oh,
that, but I want to put forth to anyone here if they have any questions, drop them in the chat now while I
yep.
answer the question that came through because this gives you a chance to type. So someone was asking about the tabletop simulator mod. So a lot of people, I hope, are aware, we are working on our own proprietary deck builder game system on the back end. Jason's in contact with someone working on that.
Yep.
As I hope most people understand and know by now, coding, programming does take time. So this isn't something that's going to turn around tomorrow. We also want to try and work out as many kinks as we can before it does go live when that time comes. So we are working on that in the background. In the interim, we do have an official tabletop simulator mod up, which currently features the 5 starter decks and the Invasion complete set. I am currently in the process of adding a deck building table there, much like the old deck building table, where it will total up your cards and your chi value, so you can build decks on that same table quickly and easily.
Oh, very
And
nice.
the history of Genesis Battle of Champions. So we should have at least one copy of every old card, um, fully covered with its chi value, so that they total right. Um, Currently in the process of naming things, which if anyone's ever done a tabletop simulator mod, it is an arduous, painstaking manual process. So over time, you will see once that goes live with the deck builder, over time you will see searchable names popping up in when you go to the search. You can search by name. That's going to take time because that is a completely manual process. It is no other way to go about it. And with 200, 300 plus cards, it's going to take some time because it's literally just typing. And do forgive any spelling mistakes. Go back and correct them if anyone comes up with one of those because it will be all manual typed in. There's no cut and paste. There's no beauty of that, unfortunately. I see some new names jumped in here, so I'm going to add them to the
Indeed.
list. I don't know if there's any questions
There
in the
is a
meantime.
couple comments
Okay.
here. You type some names in the list, and I'll tackle
Perfect.
this for a second. First off, to Zachary, who plays with his wife up at our store. Sorry to hear that you guys were sick. We definitely missed you this past Saturday night when we were playing. We had a really good time. Hopefully, you can get back out for some Wednesdays and Saturdays again. Also, hello to Timmy. And then for decks and drafts, I will answer your question in just 1 second. But first, a quick bonsoir to Monsieur Skalnick, one of my very good friends in the Greater Toronto area, but a very classy French gentleman who I appreciate very much. Thanks for joining us tonight. Now then, now that I said a quick hello to Jerome, I can tackle. I guess Dexter Drafts probably missed the beginning of the stream. He's just asking for a quick summary of the news that we shared, and I can give you and everybody else who just arrived late the bullet points nice and quickly. For Canada, I'm very happy to share that Universal Distribution has already submitted in paper their order, their restock order, which will be shipping in the next few days. We're just waiting to get our new Purelator account because Purelator is going to wind up being more affordable for us, so we're going to switch to it. We're getting our Purelator account locked in and all the details sorted, and then that'll be shipping to Universal, which means all the stores in Canada who've placed orders for more stock will be getting them very soon. And if your local game store hasn't placed their order yet, let them know now is the perfect time because it'd be minimal wait time between if they order it this week and when they'll get their Invasions product. And that also includes the 2023 starter decks. That also includes the new playmats. There's some of them being ordered. So all that stuff. So that's great. Canada's doing great, and product will be available for stores to enter to order. Also on the European front, we'll be sending out in the next week or so to Yoda's Data in Germany. That's our distributor that services all the stores all across the European Union. They're going to be getting their first order of all of the Invasion product and the starter decks and the new playmats as well for them. So any game stores in the European Union that want to get product, if they don't, get in contact with Yoda's Data, which again is in Germany, and you can get your orders placed with them and get product whenever the container ship makes its way across the ocean, because it'll be leaving here very soon. And then I honestly don't know, a month or whatever. I don't know how long it'll take, but it varies, right? So, but it'll be
Two to
on its
four
way.
weeks. 2 to 4
Yeah.
weeks from here to Germany is my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last news kind of saved the best for last in this case. The United States gets the best news of all because Southern Hobby has been really thrilled with how sales have went, and they've put in paper to us that they're going to be submitting a pretty significant reorder very soon. They're actually working on a couple special things that I don't want to ruin the surprise, but they're very motivated to help push the product. That's great news. They love how it's been received. They love how the stores have been asking for it. So they're going to be getting a bigger order, and you can expect to see the market continuing to grow for Genesis across the states. In the as of right now, it's growing. They've already said that they're going to be sending us a new list of all the stores that have ordered product from them, because there are new stores that Jeff and I don't know yet because we only have the original list. So we're going to be updating the store locator at the same time when our new order from Southern Hobby comes in. So that's great. So lots of exciting things there. We are going to be at Gamma as well in the States, in Kentucky. I don't, Dex and Drafts, Joey there is just asking, will we do anything with them at Gamma? I don't know for sure yet, but I think that's probably something that we're looking at discussing in the future because they're so happy with how things are going and we're both going to be there. There might, I don't know how that would work because it's going to be my first Gamma, but if there's something that we can do to help get product into people's hands and Southern Hobby can help make it happen quick and easy, I'm sure they're going to be on board for that. Needless to say, probably the coolest thing that I'm very happy to say all the time is we here at Genesis are really thrilled with our very successful partnership with Southern Hobby to get product into hands in customers all across the states. It's been great on our end, and I'm very thrilled to say that they've been very, very happy as well in all the communications with us. And it is literally the textbook definition of a win-win partnership. So I'm very happy, they're very happy, and the Genesis community is growing nice and quickly, and that makes everybody happy. And I think that
Yeah.
basically hits all the major bullet points.
Well,
So
I, I was going to say you buried the lead, Jason, but you didn't really because those are all leads as well. Because the
yeah,
other lead was that at the end of the video today, at the end of the credits, people are going to see
right.
the 3 letter acronym for the set following up Metamorphosis because we're just over halfway through developing that set and
Yep.
just putting the finishing touches on the Metamorphosis set as we speak. Like literally crossing the T's, dotting the I's on that. So that's ready to go now. It's moving the final stages, so to speak. And the set, I almost said the name of it there. I had to catch
Don't
myself.
don't say
The
the
set
name.
following that
It's a
up,
secret.
coming out in
Yep.
Q4, will be
Yep.
kind of teased at the end of this one with a little 3 letter acronym.
Yep.
So you'll get a feel for that of what's coming down the line.
And then you just jogged my memory of one other little bit of
Mhm.
news that we shared earlier that I forgot to say, which is we did announce tonight that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll start revealing who the artists are that contributed art to Metamorphosis. And in the
Mhm.
next probably 2 to 3 weeks or so, we will be revealing the first one or two cards from Metamorphosis so that people can get an idea of a lot of things actually. A lot will be revealed when those two cards get revealed, and it's going to really build up the hype a lot. I think people are going to be
Oh
really
yeah.
excited when they see them. And the nice thing is, the first set we had to really rush to try and get out before Christmas, but now we're working on a normal timetable that all the other game companies work on too,
Yes.
which
Thank
means
God.
we're going to be able to release these couple cards, build a little bit of anticipation while we're still all enjoying Invasion that just released. And then the proper spoiler season for Metamorphosis won't begin until probably about a month before the release date in stores. And that's looking like it's going to be right on target in like mid to late May. So that's where we're at for that. I'll let,
Zachary, to answer your question, you'll have to wait and see because we're not going
yeah,
to reveal that quite yet.
yeah.
And to answer Dexton, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say any questions like that won't be answered until the actual spoiler season starts.
Yeah,
That's traditionally how it works.
yeah,
Is we're companies like us are always very tight-lipped on any details until the official spoiler season starts, and then it's great because then as you start getting it right before you get the product, it really builds up the excitement because you're getting all this good news week after week after week, and then bam, you have the product in your hands. So it'll be really fun. And then
for
good,
Dex and
carry on.
drafts, we're locked in right now for Metamorphosis. For the follow-up set to that, we're still somewhat open, but we are trying to carry the art team as best we can through the sets to keep some continuity there. But I'm never averse to getting put in touch with someone. So by all means, have them reach out to me directly through hello@edgeofexile.com, and then I take them offline for the art side
Yep,
and don't bother the business side of things with it. Just two entities. Yeah, I'm glad you
absolutely.
can't wait for it, Zachary. I think you're going to be. I think everyone's going to be pleasantly surprised. What do you think, Jason? Think people are going to be happy when they see what's coming in Metamorphosis?
I will say two things super quick. One, I do think they're going to be happy. And two, I don't think they're going to be pleasantly surprised because I think we've already shown everybody that we can accomplish some really awesome stuff. I don't think it's going to be a surprise. I think anticipation is
Fair
already
point.
starting to build.
Fair
I think we've
point.
done a good job so far. I think Invasion turned out really great, including all the tweaks and the quality improvements we made. And I think we've got at least a little bit of credibility now where people are going to give us the benefit of the doubt. And
Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't
agree.
think it's going to be a surprise. I think people are going to be thrilled with how it goes with the next set. And then once they've seen what we can do with a set from start to finish that we made from scratch, designed from scratch, had our vision put into, if it gets received as well as I think it will, then I
Oh yeah,
think in everybody's minds, then it's going to be the sky's the limit for how far we can take this game. So it's going to be fun
I
because
think
for us, I know Jeff and Janice and myself and the rest of the team, we all feel like we have something to prove, and we all feel like we're more than capable for the task, and we can't
yeah,
wait to show you the players and the community what we can do when the
yeah.
reins are the shackles are taken off and we can be full creative and make a set from start to finish.
One more note there. Cardboard cohorts. I will hit you up when I'm there because I'm tired of just photoshopping myself into the family portraits. So I'd like to actually get a picture in person with you. So we will have dinner
There you go.
together one night when we're at Gamma, or we'll do our best to because I'm sure it's kind of creepy that I photoshopped my face in the pictures from Facebook.
Have you been doing that, Jeff? I didn't know that.
I may have said too much already.
Ah, that's okay. I used to do stuff like that to you when I was your biggest fan, and I would
Oh
remember
no.
that. Yeah, like
We're still
remember like
live, eh, Jason? We're still live and we're both saying things we may not want to. No, I'm kidding.
me-
I
remember that cool North of Exile video I did where it was like if you'd
remember
like to
that
be
one.
the Jeff Pacito. Oh, what was it? It was like, buy now and we'll
Number
give you his mailing address. You can stalk him
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
his house and show that you're the number one Jeff Pacito fan. Yeah, it was
I
hilarious. So
I've never seen my wife and children's eyes roll further back in their head when they saw that. And
I'll take that as a
yeah.
compliment.
Yeah, you should take it as a compliment for sure. It was great. If you haven't seen it, go to North of Exile's YouTube channel
YouTube.
and
Yeah.
go watch all of their videos until you get to that, starting from whatever the current one is on your way back. Why not? Give them the views. They deserve it.
Okay.
um, one thing I'd like to mention too, because we haven't spoken took place was um, my Movember was a success. Huge donation to the Movember cause.
Oh,
My company
yay.
doubled
That's
it, which
awesome.
was great. We were in the, I think, $4,000 to $5,000 range there. And Jason's other company, North of Exile, had a donation to, I don't know where you donated to, it was the Toy Mountain.
Yeah.
And they did a lovely donation for the holiday season too. So I thank any of you that may have been part of either of those, or if not, just for listening to us talk about it because it helps get the word out there. And it felt so good from both of our fronts. I know I'm putting words in Jason's mouth, but I know I'm not. It felt so good from both to to the community.
Yeah,
We're really, really happy we could do that.
I think dollar amount wise, I think it was around $800 or $900 worth of games and toys that got donated. It was right in that range. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's great. That's really, really good.
Yeah, it was awesome. Janice messaged me. She had this suggestion that if
Uh-huh.
anybody, after they see the end credits and they see the acronym for the set after Metamorphosis, she suggested that if they want to submit guesses to us, they should just email us their guesses. So I'm going to throw the old hello at Edge of Exile here on the screen while we're talking for a sec. And if you want to guess and you're the first email we receive that guesses it, I'll make sure that you get something cool.
Do we want to let people do more than one guess, or limiting them to one guess? How do you want to handle that side of it?
Ooh, that's a good thing. Well, you don't want to let them type every word that begins with
Right.
that letter. So let's
Yeah.
say top three. You get three chances. Send us your
Three
three best
chances.
guesses. And if
And
any
if
of
I
them is
might,
right,
yep.
you get it.
And if I might suggest, put that 3-letter acronym as your subject line. That way we can parse it in our
Great.
email
Yeah.
program a lot
Yeah. Yeah.
easier. Just that in the subject
Yeah.
line, nothing else. And then in the body, you can put in all your other information
Yeah, that sounds
as you see.
great.
3 guesses max. But yeah, put those. I almost said the 3 letters, Jason. We can't carry this on much longer because I'm going to let something slip.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it slip. So I'm going to just button up, throw the key away.
I think we're almost done for tonight anyway. Next week,
Oh,
I hope
yeah.
to have some cool gameplay video to share again. But tonight, we had a lot of cool news to share. So I didn't want to make this stream go too long tonight. I'm really excited about how everything's going. And I just want to thank all the people that watch because I know the people that come in and watch the live streams and the people who comment on posts on Facebook and our other social media channels. You are the people who are really the lifeblood of the community now. Congratulations to each of you because our success is thanks to people like you who love the game, enjoy it, and are willing to mention it to your friends and people you meet. That's how the games grow in the world. And you're all doing a great job because we are growing fast. And I'm thrilled. And I can't thank everybody enough.
Well, and
Oh,
if
and
anyone's thirsty, sorry, if anyone's thirsty
yeah,
for gameplay footage because they're not getting it tonight, go check out In the Works on
yeah,
YouTube and check out
that's right.
Imperial Pulls on YouTube because they have gameplay footage
Yeah, they've
recently.
both been
You'll be
doing
able to check out
new
that.
gameplay footage just recently in the last couple weeks. So, a couple great
Yeah.
channels. And Jeff, there was one other cool thing that we talked about with all the staff yesterday, and I just jogged my memory. I'm going to just give everybody a little tease about it. This is fine because you were on board with this. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we are. We had a really good epiphany. I can't remember who came up with the idea. I think it was a friend of ours that suggested it. But I just wanted to let people know, especially people like Cardboard Cohorts, who's been a great ambassador for us and trying to spread the word about the game. And for other people who are letting their friends know, we're going to look in the future into establishing some sort of rewards program for the people who are actively going out and trying to get new stories to carry the game by doing demos and things like that. The idea only came to us a couple days ago, but I thought it was a great idea. Jeff said he thought it was a great idea. So we're going to put some
Yep.
thought and effort into it and work out some kind of thing where if you do, maybe for example, if you do a learn to play video at a store that hasn't hosted us before, you'll get points that you can collect and redeem
Yep.
towards sealed product and whatnot. And then if like you're running events at your local game store or things like that, you could earn points, all sorts of things to help grow the community. Because some of you are doing it, and we here at Edge of Exile, the creators of Genesis, we don't just want to take free labor. We want to reward people who are helping. We're here trying to make a great game you're going to love, and you're here trying to help it get spread around the world. So let's work together and be friends and partners and grow this community together. Does that sound about right, Jeff?
I think you're right on the money, Jason.
Perfect.
But two things we forgot. One was
Oh,
the
yeah.
wheel, and two was to mention that Dex and Drafts did a video segment about Genesis as well. He came in after we
Oh,
were talking about people who
yes.
had done videos. I think his second last video on
Yes.
his channel
Yeah.
is about Genesis. So if you'd like a little bit of a Genesis,
Yeah.
head on over to Decks and Drafts. The second last video
Yeah.
that he's done
Yeah, like the second most
here
recent.
with
So it'll be
second
right
most
near the
recent.
it'll be
Yeah,
right at the top of
yeah.
his YouTube channel.
You know what? You
Uh,
can watch the last one too. Why not? Give him the extra views. It doesn't hurt.
it was good actually.
Help
I
people
did
out.
watch it.
It was
I watched
really
it. So
yeah.
a big shout out to Joey over at Decks and Drafts because he's always been very unbiased or not unbiased. He's always been very open and honest, I should say, and he'll be very blunt with his opinions when need to, and I have total respect for that. And he was rightly or wrongly, he was a little critical of some things at the beginning, and
Mhm.
fair though because he was always being honest, and I have nothing but respect for that. And I'm really thrilled because he said a lot of kind things that he did not have to say, and he Yeah, this was great. I really appreciate it. He's a guy who worked for the old company, has a very interesting history with the game of Genesis, and he has an opinion and a perspective that nobody else has because nobody's walked in his shoes, worked for the old company, did the tasks that he did, had the interactions with the old staff that he did, and then kind of became friends with all of us, I think. After, I guess he was friends with you before, but I didn't really get to know Joey until we got involved in this project. Great guy, great content, and I'm actually really sad that he's taking a break, but I understand why. It's all for good reasons. And sometimes more important things like an adorable baby and a beautiful wife get in the way, and you got to spend time not making content. So,
He'll be
sh-
back. He
sh-
can't do it. He'll be reeled back in. It happens. You can't get away from it forever.
if I had to bet money on it, I bet you he'll be back too. But for now, we'll take him at his word when he says he's done in the YouTube content creation game.
Yes.
But definitely check out his last two videos; they're both great. And if you enjoy it, or if you're a Flesh and Blood fan, check out the other stuff because he did a
Yes.
ton of great work helping the Flesh and Blood community grow. So lots of cool things. Definitely interesting videos to hear him say what he thinks.
Much like cardboard cohorts, Decks and Drafts is one of those people that works in the background that you don't even they've done for specific games or some games or and not just on a local scene, on like a bigger scene than that.
Mm,
They don't often, maybe at all, get the recognition they deserve. They do these indie TCGs and even big name ones like Fab for Decks and Drafts there. So follow up both those guys, watch their videos. Like we were saying, Jason, they're both very honest, and actually the best part about their honesty and not bluntness, because they're not blunt, they're just honest, but they also have
okay.
very open minds, and that's rare to find that mixture. They speak their mind, but they're willing to listen and say, "Oh, okay," and not change their mind, but at least understand where someone's coming, which is great. I don't get that. Like
Yeah.
I know I sound like I'm blubbering about it, but it's true. You really don't get that from most people. People are set in their ways; they don't change, and they just don't want to hear what another voice is. And it's really nice to hear those guys.
Yeah.
So do follow up with them, keep up with them, whatever they're into. Is it wheel time, Jason? I'm going to
I
go through
think
the names one more
I
time.
think it should. Yeah, go through the names and then let's give some prizes. That'll be fun.
We have
Oh, have we even said what
Duelist.
they're going to
Oh,
win
we haven't. Do you want to pick what they win this year, this time around, Jason? New
this
year,
year?
new choice.
Yes, for the whole year.
It is
Sure.
this year.
If
It's
your
usually the
name
same
is
stuff, anyways.
if your name is drawn tonight, we have a very exciting prize for you. You are going to
Ooh.
win one night of
Oh,
romantic
why did I?
encounters with Jeffrey
Oh,
Pasino. That's
you are
right.
not going to win that.
No?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
that's right. His wife told me that she can't stand sharing him because she married a celebrity and she wants to keep him all for herself. I get it.
I can,
Sorry, guys. I
I can
tried to give
hear
you a
her
date.
eyes rolling back in her head, Jason. I can hear them rolling back in her head, and she's 2 years above me.
I tried to get you guys a date with Jeffrey Pasino, but since that's off the table, I guess we'll just give you away some Genesis product. Like, what do you think?
Sure.
Maybe 2 packs of Invasion or something like that? Or what were you thinking?
I was thinking to go out to start out with a bang. Obviously, we can't do this every week, but
Okay,
it's
something big for the first week.
2024.
Yeah.
We give away 4 for 2024.
Oh, I like it. Yeah,
Just
sure.
to start it out,
Yeah.
and then
Have,
nothing until next year, and we'll give away 5. No, I'm kidding. 4 for today for
yep.
this week, and then we'll go back to our cycle. But let's people that took the time out to be with us tonight. I'd like to the start of it. That's great.
I think that sounds great. Let's do that tonight.
All right, let's cycle through these names here and make sure we've got everyone before I turn the camera around and start the wheel. We've
Yeah.
got Duelist,
Yep.
Damien, Jeremy, Imperial Pulls, Brian, Marcus, Flooded Studios, Cardboard Cohorts, Decks and Drafts, Stephen Penn, Zachary K, Timmy T, Jerome S, and Devlin B. So if anyone's name wasn't mentioned, put it in the chat line there. And that voice Decks and Drafts was done for you because I know how much you loved it on the TT video I did. So I did my announcer voice for that. He had a comment about announcer voice.
Oh, yeah?
Thought it
Cool.
was humorous. I think he
Nice.
thought it was funny. Maybe he really didn't like it. I don't know. I took it as being funny, so I'm going to go with that. Makes me feel good.
Awesome.
Okay, I see no new names coming in. I'm going to not make you go crazy trying to organize this camera, so I'll spin it towards
Yeah,
my
please.
screen here.
Thank you. I
Just going to move
appreciate it.
around so I can make sure I'm pointing it at the right time. That's the only... Yeah, okay. So we're going to move like so. Let's see
Nice.
if that... Thank God it's on a gooseneck here. It's easier to move. Let's see if we
You
get
killed a
anything now.
goose? You monster.
Not a Canada goose. Are there other
Oh, okay.
geese other than Canada geese? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't have the right part of it in there now. Let's move it over more so we can see the name arrows. I think that's about right.
Hey,
Takes me a minute.
Dex and
Let's go
Draftster
back.
says he's got a better radio announcer voice than you. Are you going to take that, Jeff?
I've got a better face for radio than he does, though.
I've got the best face for radio. Let's be honest.
You know what? Next time we see each other in person, there, Decks and Drafts, we'll do that thing that they do at radio, where everyone
Hey,
talks in as deep a voice as possible to try and make sure that no one else can talk deeper than them.
I think
Oh, Jason Greenberg, he's
I
not on the
yeah,
list.
I think you got to add another name at the last second. Remember last time that
Jason
happened?
G. It did. Who was that? And they ended up winning. Whoever we ended at the end, what didn't we?
It was our guy, wasn't it? The one from up in my store.
I think it was.
Not
I don't remember
Aaron.
who though.
Marcus.
Was it Mark? Yeah, it was Marcus.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Camera's attached to the head of a living goose. It is, and this goose is constantly attacking me, so it's kind of hard. I still don't have the arrow in, and I want to get that arrow on camera. So sorry,
there you go.
play around with this a bit. Do
You're
I
good
have the
there.
arrow in?
Yeah, you're good there.
And not a lot of other screen junk or anything in the way. I want to make sure it's not bothering anyone. Let's see. I got the arrow. Perfect. There we are. We got just enough of that. Oh, it's right on the edge of that arrow. Just not moving. Stop moving.
There you go. You got it again.
I know, but it might bend back. Let's see what happens. I'm going to start shuffling names.
Yep.
We're going to start spinning, and if I need to move it last minute, I'll... Names are all shuffled up, and spin the magic wheel.
And it's gonna be.
Oh no!
Oh no! It is.
Is it going to be? Oh!
Oh, it's
No, it moved
cardboard.
over.
Wow!
Cardboard cohort.
By the
Cardboard
tiniest of
cohort.
slivers. Wow!
Oh, look at that! Look at that! It's less than a centimeter, or
it's like a
quarter inch,
pixel.
depending where you're
It's
calling
like
from.
one
It's a
pixel over. That's
Okay,
funny.
let's get my ugly mug back on this screen here to say our final goodbyes when the time comes.
Oh, that's
Jason, we're
funny.
just re-roll. Nah, you don't have a choice. We're forcing you to take product. Oh, I don't even know if I'm on camera. Am I in the? Nope.
No. You got to go to your left. Make the camera
My
turn to your left shoulder. Turn the
left
camera.
shoulder.
Yeah, there you go.
That
A little more. You're going the right way. A little bit more. Perfect. You're there. You're there.
It's hilarious. If you were here, the camera's literally pointing like that. If you can see where I'm pointing, that way completely to catch me. This is so weird, but that's okay. It works
Just
up on.
at the
Oh,
last,
wait.
you did when the very.
Yeah,
I
I went
guess when
too
you
far.
let go, it went a little too far. There you go. Now you got it.
All right. I could also just sit really, really close to it, and then you can't miss me.
Oh, look at the cardboard cohort comment. What a gentleman.
Oh,
Oh,
someone pat that man on the back.
yep.
Pat yourself on the back. I don't know if your wife's nearby, but get a pat on the back from yourself.
Tell your wife you deserve a nice shoulder rub tonight. You're a good human being.
There we go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. Well, this has been really fun. We had a lot of good news to share.
Awesome.
We had
Yeah.
a ton of engagement in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
I always love those nights when people are chatting with us and we get to have a fun back and forth. Loving it.
Oh,
Great
yes.
start to the new year. Great start to the new year.
Wonderful. Can't wait for pretty much every Monday following up after this one. Each one will be better than the last.
Yeah, I'm excited. This year's going to be a great year. I really feel it. I feel like we've made so much progress in such a short amount of time. Who knows what we can do with a whole year, Jeff? We didn't even have a whole year last year.
8 months,
Yeah.
7 months,
7 or 8 months. Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. Well, look, we know what we can do with it. We've got one set in the bag. The other set is over halfway through development.
Yeah.
I almost let it slip again. So Jason, you had better run those credits pretty soon before I let that acronym slip. And it wasn't even the acronym. I was going to say the name. So let's let the acronym roll.
That, right? Right. So I'll let Jeff say the goodbyes for tonight. On my part, I'll say thank you everybody for tuning in. Jeff, you take it away. And then at the end, if you stick around and watch the whole credits, you're going to get just the very first tease of what the set after Metamorphosis might be called. And I can't wait to see people start emailing us at hello@edgeofexile.com with their top 3 guesses. You get 3 guesses. And if you're the first email we receive that has the correct answer for what the next set will be, then you're going to win something fun.
Yep. Don't forget to put the acronym as the subject line so we can.
Yeah. Let us know in the email that your email is about a guess, and that'll be great. All right, Jeff, take it away. What do you want to say as you say goodnight to everybody?
Unlike usual, where I'm rambling, I'm just going to say toodles, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. And then I'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.